Hello, my name is Adam Bien, and today I would like to focus on browsers which do not support web components and actually custom elements and Shadow DOM in particular. So to demonstrate you this, I would like to start with the implementation of a simple web component, and let's call the web component a web component. Actually, not a web component, a custom element. Extends HTML element. And I would like to have a constructor because I would like to attach Shadow DOM to make it a little bit more challenging for the browser. This attach shadow, and the I would like to use the open mode and would like to invoke super. So we have it. Then connected callback. In the connected callback, I would like to set the content of the element, and this is going to be hello with a value of an attribute. With a value of an attribute, and get attribute, and the value is going to be message. And I would like to return get observed attributes to return. First, I would like to listen to changes of attribute with the name message. And then what I can do, I can register another listener, attribute changed callback, with 3 parameters: name, old value, and new value. And I would like just to print it out: name, old value, and new value. So and in connected callback I would also like to print it out and say here connected. Okay. Of course, so we have the component. What we will have to do is to register the component and use the custom element registry. So custom elements define, and I would like to register the component with the name web component and use the class for the registration web component. So looks good. So now I can use my web component here. Web component, and my message is Duke. Then I can use my web component. Okay, so hello Duke looks great on Chrome. We have 2 outputs: Safari, message, null, Duke connected. Also works nice. The format a little bit different, but there's no message on Firefox. It's the recent Firefox. And if we take a look at this, it says a custom element is not defined. So it does not support, so the Firefox does not support custom elements. So how to detect that? So we will introduce a detector script, detector, and I would like to load the detector at the beginning in the header, source, and detector. And what I can do in the detector, I can say I will just set a variable window and call it supports custom elements, and we'll ask whether custom elements is in window. And then I can use this, and I would like to use it in my app script right before the component is defined. And so I can just say custom elements are defined, and then use my supports custom elements. So, and true, console log, so let's clear the console here, and custom elements are defined is true here in the Safari, and custom elements are defined false. So the Firefox does not understand custom elements. So what you will have to do is to load a custom elements polyfill. So I have the official one, custom elements min. So let's load that first. So I would load the detector script and then load the polyfill. And this is custom elements min.js. So now it still works on Safari, on Chrome, no problems in Safari. And custom elements.min.js, custom elements min.js. So what's the difference in the Firefox? The arrow is different. So we see this attached shadow is not a function. So we have a next problem. So attached shadow does not work in Firefox. So how to detect this? This is a little bit harder, but still doable. So let's try to detect whether Shadow DOM is supported or not. So in the detector script, what I can do, I can ask the prototype of the HTML element prototype for attached shadow. So why this? Because if we take a look, this attached shadow and this is the HTML element. So we can ask whether it is available or not. And then I would like to convert the result in Boolean and say, okay, it supports or no, and then or not, and say window.supports Shadow DOM. And just Shadow DOM. So this should work. So what we can do, we can just switch to the app.js again and then say, okay, the first one, and then Shadow DOM is defined. Is defined, supports Shadow DOM. So we have now Shadow DOM is defined true. Here I will have to reload that. Custom elements and Shadow DOM both are defined. So it's also true in the case of Safari. And we have custom elements are not defined and Shadow DOM is not defined. So what we can do about that? So we have to load the next polyfill for the Shadow DOM. And let's do this. So what I will have to do is Shady DOM is the name. No Shadow DOM, Shady DOM. So let's do this. Script and Shady DOM JS. So let's see what happens. So it works as before with the Chrome, no changes in Firefox. And now the first time it also works in Firefox. So we see our custom element. We see that the callback worked, the connected callback worked, and as we can see, the custom elements test does not work, or is this false and Shadow DOM false, and this is only because in our index HTML we detected first and then loaded the polyfills. So what we can of course do, reverse the order, and then it should be true as well. So now here is true. In the of course in Safari has to be true, and now also in Firefox it seems like the recent Firefox also supports web components and it also supports Shadow DOM. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in web component, check out the online course WebComponents.training or the Web Standards Igniter training, and see you at conferences, projects, or even workshops at the Munich airport. So thank you for watching and bye.